Welcome to LSB Feaster's Radio Air Check and Classic TV channel.
It's just better.
Brought to you by Metropolitan Energy.
Hi, I'm Imus in the morning, and Imus in the morning news time, 5 minutes after 7 o'clock here in New York City. And Angela and Bridget and Laura are here.
Mm-hmm.
Angela used to work for me as my assistant. She was replaced by a former...
She was replaced by somebody who didn't sob quite so much. Who doesn't have the tendency to just totally collapse.
She was replaced by Liesl Denton, who was an American Airlines stewardess.
Yeah.
And...
better able to serve you? Mm-hmm. Is that what you're saying?
No, but better. She spent her 2 or 3 years dealing with obnoxious drunk businessmen on airplanes. So it seemed that
she would be perfect for the job.
Yeah, I mean, I'm neither a businessman nor am I a drunk. Well, I'm a recovering drunk,
yes.
but I mean,
you are a jerk, though.
But the obnoxious, that element applies.
So now we have cheerleaders here. Now, if I could afford it, I'd have them in every day. I just think it's... I like it.
It's just a...
So you have a news cheer for Charles, right?
A news cheer.
Yeah.
As though my credibility had not already suffered enough.
Don't you
at
think?
Your hands.
Let me tell you how far we are from Dan Rather and Connie Chung doing the same thing about one more rating book. About you know how Letterman peeks behind him, on his show?
Yeah.
We're about one rating book from him actually doing that.
Connie will have a set of pom-poms.
Oh, man.
Connie will have...
And now...
And Dan will have the megaphone.
All right.
How much am I paying you? $100.
Yeah.
Each of you, $100 for 15 seconds.
What we're going to do...
That's why I fired... See, that's what happened. Please don't start crying, but I mean, that's what happened before.
Angela, you can give him the finger now. You don't work for him.
All right, well, let's hear this. Let's do this.
Okay.
It's 8 minutes after the hour here in New York.
Okay. Ready?
Yes.
Set. He's I-Man's sidekick. He's the best. CHARLES. He's got the news. He doesn't suck. So listen up, because here comes Chuck.
What's the matter?
Charles wants to go home.
Am I in the camera shot right now?
I think...
Am I in the camera shot?
Yes, you are. Don't you think that...
to get the camera off of me?
Don't you think that was good?
You like that one?
He doesn't suck. Here's it. What was it?
He's got the news, so here comes Chuck. So listen up, he doesn't suck. Or something like that.
Yeah, okay.
Did I just say it backwards?
Yes. That's fine.
Backwards.
All right, Angela, thank you. Please, now you guys go have some coffee or something.
Okay.
Mr. McCord will be doing the news now.
I think C-SPAN's cutting away to the interview of the mayor of Detroit or something right now. Anything.
Does that make you happy to humiliate me? I mean, is that what we're after here?
I frankly thought it was cute.
Are you proud of yourself?
Well, no.
Would Tim Russert and Jeff Greenfield?
Yes, they'd do anything.
And Maureen North? All of those kinds of people, would they be proud of the I-Man having done this, do you think?
I don't know whether they would or not. I don't care what they think. I care what they think a little bit. I care what Greenfield thinks. He's on his way over here, but...
Not anymore.
Is he gonna
Well, what they're doing over there? I'm going home.
They just introduced us. I mean, I thought that was a...
It was fine. It was fine.
All right,
there's nothing... What am I going to do about it?
Well,
what am I going to do? Get up and walk out? No, of course I'm not going to do that.
Then let's do some news. Here's Chuck. He doesn't suck.
This is a very... Now you've made me very uncomfortable. This is a very difficult transition to go from here's Chuck, he doesn't suck, to the condition of the former president.
Well, Richard Nixon, he's not dead. How about that?
But he is in bed.
Yeah,
if you want to
get into a Jesse Jackson thing.
I don't want to, but
how is he doing?
He is still not doing well at all. No. There's no change in the condition of the former president. Mr. Nixon remains in critical condition at New York Hospital, Cornell Medical Center here in New York, the result of the stroke he suffered Monday evening. He still is suffering the complication, the brain swelling, which is very serious, and they still say that the next 2 or 3 days are critical for the long-term prognosis, and the outlook is guarded at this point. Locally, opening arguments are scheduled today in the first murder trial of Joel Rifkin. Rifkin is the Long Island landscaper who allegedly killed 18 women before police found a body in his truck and finally arrested him. A jury of 7 men and 5 women was completed yesterday after a week-long selection process in which hundreds of potential jurors were interviewed. Rifkin is being tried with the murder of 22-year-old Tiffany Bresciani of Manhattan, whose body was found in his truck last June when he was stopped, routine stop actually. State police just pulled him over for driving without a rear license plate and then made the discovery of the body. The 34-year-old Rifkin of East Meadow allegedly told police he had killed 17 women, mostly prostitutes, after picking them up in Manhattan and having sex with them in his pickup truck.
You know, my crazy brother, Fred Imus, made a good point.
What was it?
That the president should do something about that kid over there in Singapore.
Step into that situation?
Yeah. And say to those little schmucks that, this is not going to happen.
Can't straighten out Bosnia.
Because
maybe he can apply himself there.
Because even though my brother is nuts,
clearly,
he's right. If you don't stand up for one American, I mean,
for a criminal.
Well, he spray painted some cars and stole some street signs. He shouldn't be beaten with a cane.
He's already going to have to do 4 months in jail, and he's being fined. Why not that?
They wouldn't do that to him here, Bernard.
Cane him?
That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's why they have crack dealers.
Sure. There's no crime in Singapore.
Peeing on the corners, selling crack.
Well, I understand. Well,
playing basketball like there's no problems in life.
He has a point, man. There was a piece on Singapore last night. Evening News. Very, very little difficulty with errant youth in Singapore. And largely because they know the kind of thing that is in store for them if they do something that is aberrant.
So in other words, my brother's not right. So
absolutely not.
No.
Whack him.
No, I have. I'm siding with my brother because you two Nazis.
You're a panty waste, and you live an insulated life.
That's right.
First of all, I don't live. I live an insulated life now, but I haven't always lived an insulated life.
Oh, sure. 40 years ago, until you became a millionaire.
When I was your age, I was working in a copper mine in Superior, Arizona.
The copper mine story.
When I was your age, I was hanging off a boxcar 16 hours a day.
And then I was sleeping behind the dryers.
You
never
were riding the Pony Express when you were my age.
You've never had to work a day in your life.
Oh yeah, you had no idea.
You worked for me.
I grew up in the South Bronx in the housing projects.
Amen.
And where you're going to be after today's program, by the way.
Okay. I've never worked a day.
All right. Imus in the Morning News Time is 3 minutes after 9 o'clock. More news with Charles McCord coming up.
The Taj Mahal is more than just beautiful bricks. The Taj Mahal is
you're an idiot.
You're the idiot.
You're an idiot.
You should have seen the piece on Singapore last night. You didn't see that. There's none of this kind of problem in Singapore.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't be.
There's some stuff on the caning.
Oh, here, cane boy.
I mean, you can't be beating somebody with a cane because they spray painted a car. I mean, that's barbaric.
That'll be the last car that gets spray painted in Singapore.
Yeah, but I mean, are you for causing this for this kid suffering permanent?
I'm for causing you trouble.
The entertainment is second to none. I mean, the biggest entertainers.
Well, you know what the real problem is?
What?
The real problem is that you're a fascist.
That's just a dirty, rotten, stinking lie.